All right, it is Sunday night at 8 p.m. You know what that means. It is time for BayLink Sports. BayLink Sports brought to you live in Safety Harbor, Florida, where it is, tonight it's just finished raining. 88 degrees. We're watching the storm up in New Orleans and all the way around Louisiana and Mississippi. We're sending our prayers and our love to those guys. Hope they're doing well, and we're to get right into the show. All my normal co-hosts, are late, of course. What's new? But we do have a couple special people on tonight, and we're going to talk to them in just a second. First one I'll bring on right off the bat is Daniel Arena. Daniel, hey, welcome to the BayLink Sports.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, fantastic. Real quick, Daniel's new to us. Hopefully he's going to stick around. We'll see what we can do to keep him. Let me give you his banner real quick. Where is your banner? I did a nice banner for you and everything. Oh shoot! All right, Daniel, give us a quick plug. What's your show? Never mind.
There you go.
Welcome, Daniel, Big Chief Daddy Reyna, host of the Sports Daddy TV, and can be found on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. Now, Daniel, what I'm going to do tonight, we have an extremely special guest on tonight. Something I've been working on for a few weeks. Really excited tonight. It's going to be definitely a lot of fun to have this person on. We'll talk about them in just a second. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm in a bad mood. I'm going to knock out the Rays. Daniel, I don't know if you watched the last show, but I'm a little bit into the Rays.
Yeah, well, if you can't tell what I'm wearing, it's I'm a big Dodger fan, so I can trust you. Trust me, I am heated right now myself because
this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. The Rays, and usually what we do, Daniel, and then everybody else, as we all know, we do hockey first because hockey is our number one sport. We love our hockey. We love our football. We love our baseball and whatever other sport comes along because it's always a lot of fun to talk about Tampa Bay and beyond. There's nobody here that's ever put down or like that. We always make fun. We pick, but we never do anything bad to people that are maybe Phillies fan or, I can't say Jets because if you're a Jets fan, you ain't coming on the show. Otherwise, though, pretty much any team across the board. We always have fun. I've got some Islanders fans here. I've got some Sabres fans. But it's just a lot of fun. We've got some Panthers fans. A lot of fun times. But real quick, I want to knock out this Rays game because I'm so upset.
All right, what you got, man? What you got? What happened?
You're killing me. Okay, first of all, the Rays, Friday night, all right, August 20th, they got beat 7-1, all right, or 7-5, excuse me. But then Saturday, 8-4. Sunday, 9-0. Take out the Sox. Tuesday, because they had Monday off, 3-1, 7-4, and 6-3 to sweep the Phillies. Then 6-3, 4-3, and tonight's game, I knew we won is like 9-4 or 12-4, and basically we swept the Orioles. Well, I mean, it's the Orioles. We swept them, but this is crazy. We are now 5.5 games in front of the Yankees, first place, with the Red Sox 7 games back. I'm going to quit talking about them because, honestly, I just don't want to talk about them tonight. But sit back and relax, Daniel, because we got a great show ahead. Folks, I was hoping my other co-hosts would be on, little banana heads, but that's fine because tonight, we have in front of us that's usually what I use for my son, but this is the best one yet. We have coming up live a true professional hockey player. I've done some research, and this player is just incredible. Right here, right now. Thank you. We have Grace. Grace, we're so glad to have you. Grace Brownback. Yay, Grace.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be on here.
I know it's just wonderful to see you here tonight. Let me put your name up because it's always so nice. What the heck did I go? We'll keep talking. It is just fantastic to have you here. I've been doing some research. You're an NWHL Foundation Award winner, and if that doesn't mean anything, if anyone knows Carly Jackson, who is, as you know, Grace is a big name.
Yep.
In this, Carly Jackson actually got it from Buffalo, and you got it from Connecticut this year.
Yep. Exactly.
Fantastic. Yeah. Let me take some of these banners off because this is looking terrible. I don't like that. There, I can see your face better. Oh my goodness, there you are.
I was wondering if it was just on my end. I was like,
no, that was on my end. That was I'm trying to do 9 things at once. Don, what do you mean it won't let you in? Don, you're here. I see you, Don. Go ahead again. So, Grace, if you don't mind, give us just a quick intro. How you got into hockey, because we'll talk about that and we'll talk about some of the things that are going on there. But what actually got you into hockey?
So I have an older brother and a younger sister. My older brother started playing roller hockey when he was really little. Once we moved to Florida, well, he was born in Hawaii, started playing roller hockey there. Once they moved to Florida, then I was born. My dad took him to a Panthers game, and my brother was like, I don't want to play roller hockey anymore. I want to play ice hockey. So then my dad got him into ice hockey, and he was playing for a while before I even showed interest. But to be honest, I think the first thing that sparked my interest was I saw my first female hockey player like messing around on a rink, and I was like, oh, I didn't know girls could play hockey. And then that night I went home, I told my dad, I was like, I want to play ice hockey. And he was like, sounds great. He like called up the one of the coaches that my brother played for, and they literally had me on a practice the next day. Luckily, I could just wear all my brother's old stuff, so I was like ready to go. But yeah, it was weird. I didn't start until I was like 10, and I don't think if I wouldn't have saw a girl playing hockey, I probably just would have never thought that girls could. So it took me just seeing a female doing it to be like, oh, I can do it too. So yeah, I started when I was 10.
Wow. So honestly, isn't that kind of a late start for hockey?
Yeah, it's definitely a late start for a lot of people. Like my husband, he started like skating. He's Canadian, but he started like first time on skates, he was like 3 years old.
Oh gosh, we won't hold that against you, these Canadians. Now, is he a professional hockey player?
Yes, he played professional for 3 years. He actually just retired because he wants to mainly focus on coaching now.
Oh, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to break in and put all these guys that showed up late. I really should punish them for not being here in time, but that's okay. We have Radical Ron, my true Islanders fan. We have Don O'Connell, a true hockey goalie and knowledgeable about everything hockey. And last, because he came on last, and I will say not least, but least, we have my son, Kyle. Kyle, you're late, but that's okay. So what we're doing, guys, and just so you guys all know, we are focusing on Grace tonight. Grace is our top person here. You guys can ask questions in a minute, but we're talking about how she got into hockey. She started in roller hockey. And actually, Grace, that wasn't the best thing in the world because didn't you break your leg in roller hockey?
Yeah, so I didn't start playing roller hockey, but during the earlier stages of my career, yeah, I did play roller hockey. I would like rollerblade around with like my brother and my friends and stuff, but I never played roller hockey until I was 16. And then my friends asked me to go to a tournament with them. It was actually at Disney World. It was like Disney's Worldwide of Sports. And we were playing like crazy teams from all over the world. And we were playing against a team from Spain when I broke my leg. So that was kind of crazy, and it was definitely a bad time to do it if there was ever one. But it was around that age where colleges are starting to look at you, and then that happened and just completely like rocked my world. And I was like, what am I gonna do? But yeah, crazy time. Had to get surgery, and I was out from October of 2010 until like summer of 2011. So.
Really? So wait a minute. What's up with that? You heard about Alex Killorn this year at the Stanley Cup, didn't you?
I did, but honestly, like.
Yeah, he didn't break his tib fib. He just broke his fibula. He actually he broke it on a Monday, had surgery, and had a pin put in on Thursday, and was skating on Saturday.
That's crazy.
That's not crazy, but again, it was only 1 out of 2 bones. I mean, you broke both.
Yeah, I broke mine like really low to the ankle, so like it was like there was nothing I could do. And my foot blew up like honestly, it was a softball around my ankle. It was so bad.
Wow. But that did bring you into your career choice.
Yes.
So there's some silver linings. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so that's actually why I got interested. So I broke my leg, and once I broke my leg, there was this woman who came running over, and she checked me out. She put a splint on me on the spot, and then we went to the hospital. And I was like, oh, this is kind of a cool thing. Like, she's just here watching games. If someone gets hurt, she just takes care of them. So that's cool. So then I started looking into it, and then when I started looking at colleges, I made sure that the ones I was looking at least offered sports medicine or athletic training or something in that field. So yeah, silver lining is I found the profession that I love the most out of that. So definitely happy about that, and I've been passionate about it ever since, and it's led me to some great places and meeting some great people.
Oh yeah. Well, you say that. Who's coughing? Who's in trouble? Who's in trouble? All right. So you say that, and you say this is a great career choice, and I love that. I think it's so admirable. I'm going to bring you in with everybody because I'm sure these guys are going to have questions in a second. But it's funny that you don't just stop there. You are not only a heck of a college student. I mean, you posted a 4.0 GPA and perfect scores on your SATs. Is that not true? Yeah. See, the search for all things grace actually went pretty deep here. But then because you had all that, you had the option. You're such an athlete. You're so smart. You went into hockey with roller hockey, and now you coach too, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, are you still playing actively, or do you just coach?
Yeah, I just signed with the Buffalo Buttes this season. I've been with
Wow.
Connecticut Whale for the past, technically 3 seasons. I did take 1 season off in between. So I played in season 3, season 4 I did not play, and then the past 2 seasons I played with Connecticut Whale. But this season I'm going to be playing with the Buffalo Buttes.
Okay. Now tell us about this foundation award. By the way, what is all this all about here?
The foundation award, every team gets to give one out to their player of their choice, and basically it just means that they choose the person who they think stands for everything the NWHL kind of strives to be. So people who are doing the right thing on and off the ice, good role models for anyone, whether it's youth hockey players who are aspiring to be us, or whether it's just anybody, any fan, anybody else on the team with you. So it's just kind of all around good person and just trying to make this hockey world a better place, kind of thing. So big in the community. So all of my seasons I've tried to be big into community service. I love going out and meeting the fans. I think it's really exciting, and I think that's kind of what separates us a little bit more from the NHL is the fact that I think we're a little bit more accessible to fans, because we're not at that crazy high level. So I think fans relate to us a little bit more, and it's fun to be able to meet with them after every game, and whether it's doing a skate with the fans or just signing autographs after. I just think it's awesome to get to know everyone.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, we're so proud here, the Lightning, because of everything that we do on the other side of the coin, not just the hockey rink. And that's something, it looks like you really embody that all the way down the line here, from your coaching to your different colleges. Now, tell me about because I'm sorry, I've never heard of the Florida Eels. What's the Florida Eels?
So that's another youth hockey organization. So they're down in Florida in Fort Myers. I played for them for 2 years. My 8th grade year and my 9th grade year, I played on the boys team there. So it's just a youth hockey organization. But it was awesome. When I was there, me and my brother were building with other families. Well, for the first year, and then the second year, my family moved in and tried to be with us. But it was an awesome experience because we played hockey at least twice a day. So it's we'd go to school there, and then we'd have one practice, and then go back to school, and then later on in the evening we'd have a team practices. So that was a really good experience being able to have that much training and on ice session.
So you did bill it?
Yes, I did for 1 year. Yeah, but I was with my brother, which was definitely helpful since he was older, and I was definitely it was better for me probably than him, but I was I felt comfortable because I had him. So I didn't feel so I'd probably feel a lot different if I was billeting by myself, but it was great because I had him the whole time, but I only billeted for 1 year, and then my parents came down.
Well, looking at this thing, isn't the Florida Eels a boys team?
Yes. Yeah, I played boys my entire life up until midget. I broke my leg, and then naturally after that I'm not gonna play juniors, but because at that point I'm they're too big, and I'm not trying to get hurt here.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's not only that you played on the boys Bantam team. It looks like you were the captain of the boys team for a while.
For one of the years, yep. my second year.
And again, that's what I love about hockey more than a lot of other sports, because not only can a strong female presence come into hockey and be well accepted, but accepted as a captain, which is just phenomenal. And then you go up to the Ohio Flames. Now, how did it feel going up north and being away from your family and things like that?
That one was that. So that was like a tournament team. So that was cool with that, is like I was still playing with my boys, but then we'd have certain tournaments during the year that I'd fly up there, play the tournaments, and I'd come right back down. But that was an awesome experience, because that was the first time I really started to play with girls, because I'd only played with boys really at that point. So it was nice to finally get the exposure, because the girls' game is a little bit more skills, finesse, have a lot more time since there's no hitting. And then I was just used to more of like the physicality of the boys. And that's kind of the style that I developed, just because I predominantly played boys hockey. So it was good for me to start kind of integrating the women's game into it, because I was so like I played a boys game only. So it was good to kind of integrate those.
Right. And I'll tell you, your fellow players, some of the quotes: Grace Kleinbach has your back literally. The speedy forward uses her quickness, not just on offense, rushes, but to hustle back on defense, to cover the gaps and skate down opposing puck carriers. As I hear you put it, you pickpocket them, interrupt their rushes, and regain possession. And that's what we love. It looks like from what your people are saying, you really, really have great stick handling and shooting skills, but you're great on both sides of the ice because your back checking is so strong. And I guess that maybe came from playing with the boys for so long.
Yeah, I definitely, I'm big on knowing where I'm supposed to be positionally in the defensive zone. I know that's one of the things even like with the whale, that was one thing that they always like said that they could kind of count on me for, is like, even like this past year, like when we got on ice, or like, you are a shutdown line, and that's what you guys do. You're just here to make sure no one gets shots on net, and you did it very well. But like, it's something that I prided myself on, is being super good defensively, and I know where I'm supposed to be, and I know my position well. So
goalies appreciate that.
Oh yeah. Now
Yes,
I did find this one picture, and I got to put it up, and I'm going to put it up for just a second. Who is this, Grace, and who are you skating for at the time?
That was whenever I played junior hockey.
Is that a part of the Boston Bruins team?
What'd you say?
Is that part of the Boston Bruins franchise?
So they were owned by one of the owners of the Boston Bruins, and we actually practiced at their the Boston Bruins practice facility. So that's where we played and did all our practices. And that was also, I was there for 2 years, and we did online schooling. I did online schooling there, and so same kind of concept as in Florida. So we go there during the day, we do our schoolwork, got on the ice, got off, did what other schoolwork we had to do, and then the rest of the day we either went to the gym to train or went back to the house. And we all lived together there. It was a big Victorian house. It had a crazy amount of rooms. It was like, I think there's like 3 full-size kitchens in there. There was like 3 living rooms. Like, it was like this absurd, beautiful house, and we all lived there. Surprisingly in harmony, actually. But yeah, no, it was an awesome time. Met a lot of great people there, and still friends with a lot of them to this day. So,
right now, you played for college too, correct? Newman University. Wow, 29 points in 25 games as a senior, and a 2-time ECAC All-Academic Team Selection, and graduated, well, let's see, like everything else in your life, first in your class. Amazing. And plus, you just happened to do 400 hours of clinical work per semester towards your major. Do you sleep? How do you do this, Grace?
I definitely didn't sleep in college, like, at all. It was definitely like, but I was like, I had to like do my time management skills out of this world, because I was like, I want to hang out with people, but I still hung out with people. That was the thing. It was like, I did my school, my clinical hours, my homework, but then I still was like, all right, I'm still gonna hang out with people though. So yeah, I definitely, a lot of late nights, a lot of early mornings, but I absolutely love Newman. Like, loved it. It was
fantastic
experience.
Now, it said you were offered a lot of different colleges, and probably a lot of them on scholarships too. Any other big names we might know about from the office?
The only other one that I think when it really came down to it that I was really considering, well, there was like 3 that I was really considering, but the biggest one was UConn I was looking at. But the thing with UConn was they said if I went to UConn, I would not be allowed to choose the major of athletic training because they said it's too both like this playing D1 sports and doing such a hard major. They're both too demanding, and I wouldn't be able to. They took it upon themselves to say that I wouldn't be able to succeed in doing one or the other. It's like you choose hockey, you're going to fail at athletic training. If you choose athletic training, you're probably not going to do well in hockey. So they straight up told me they will not, if I chose to go there, that I would have to pick different majors. So I was like, well, I think my education's a little more important. So I chose to go to Newman. And then the other option I was looking at was Norwich. But that was I was also considering joining the military at that time. I wanted to go potentially go into the Navy. Okay. So, and then just looking at some different things, I just decided against that, and I chose the route of Newman. And I liked how small Newman was. Like I think the ratio from the classes was like 1 teacher per like 15 to 20 students, which I really liked how small and that setting is. So that's what made me ultimately choose Newman.
Wow, I mean, and that's amazing because you hear some of these guys they spew about Harvard and a lot of the bolts they went to Harvard and things like this. But when you hear the story like that, and have you ever contacted UConn and said, "Hey, neener, I did both and I excelled at both and was incredible." I mean, and that's what I love about your tenacity and your spirit. You didn't say, "Okay, let me get some big name college here. Let me get something that I'm comfortable in, that I can excel at, and that they can see my skills and abilities." Fantastic that worked out for you. Love that. So go ahead. Sorry, Don.
That's all right, buddy. So I understand that you actually grew up in Eustis.
I did, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to assume Dad took you to like RDV and places like that to kind of hone your skill set.
Yep. I first learned to play at the Ice Factory in Kissimmee.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So originally, I'd like stand on the ice on his back studio rink while my brother Baron was on the ice, and I'd kind of just shoot pucks around. I remember back then, even then, I still wasn't thinking of myself playing, but like some big guys would come on the ice and they'd like give me a stick and let me like pass with them, but I had no idea what I was doing. But it still wasn't even until like I saw a girl on one of the studio rinks and I was like, oh my gosh, I can actually do this. Like I know I messed around with it, but now I know I actually can. But I would play. I started out at the Ice Factory, and then I only technically played for RDB 1 year. It was actually my midget year when I played junior nights, and that's when I broke my leg. So my time with them was very short, but I played on the midget boys team at the RDB there for 1 season.
Wow,
good for you. That's awesome.
Now you're married now, right? Sorry, all the guys here, but you're married.
I am, yes. We actually just got married on Christmas Eve.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, happy marriage. Now, about him, if you don't mind. No, not too much, of course, but whatever you feel comfortable with. I know he's an NBA player, right?
Yeah, so we met, his name's Shane. We met at Newman University freshman year, like orientation. And then we had 5 of our 7 classes together, so it was pretty much inevitable for us to like start to get to know each other. He played on the men's team, and like literally us just seeing each other every day, we just started a friendship and eventually turned into a relationship. He's from Newfoundland, Canada.
Oh, Canadian. Hey, okay.
Yeah, so originally when we first started talking, I barely could understand him because of his accent. But I did the whole like I just like smiled and nodded when I didn't understand, when I couldn't understand, and then like when I got to the point where I could, I was like, all right, we're good now, we're good now.
Kind of the old.
And the good thing is he's like chatty Cathy, so like he would eventually talk so much that we'd get past whatever he said and onto something else that I can understand. So I'd be like, all right, yeah, we're back in business. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so, we've been great. He played professional for the past 3 or 4 years. I know he played 4 years. And he's played in the Federal Hockey League, the SBHL, and the ECHL. So he's the skills guy. I'm the skating finesse person. So we complement each other there. And just recently, within the past 2-3 years, we started a company together, which is 1494 Hockey, which is his number, which is 14, and my number, which is 94. And we run camps, clinics, lessons, all that good stuff. And we just recently started a full life mic program at the rink we work out of. And we also started a girls spring program at Iceworks. And we are now the directors of the female program at Iceworks. So
nice.
Staying nice and busy.
Yeah, 1494 Hockey?
Yeah.
All one word?
Yeah. Well, it's 14/94 Hockey. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any donations people can do for that or anything like that?
Yeah, I think the only thing we really have is Venmo or PayPal. I don't think we've ever had donations, but
okay. Are you guys on the website on the web anywhere?
We have a website. Yeah, if you look up 1490, I can actually send it to you in a text.
1494 Hockey. I'm gonna put that banner up real quick. 1494 Hockey. Where is it? There it is. Boom, boom. Look on your bottom or left side. You see 1494 Hockey. Search for that and see what good things you can do to help out Grace and all the kids that she helps, along with her, awesome husband. So
all this stuff you do, Grace, how on earth did you find time to get on here?
I don't know. I don't know. I literally just got back from. I coach. I'm a co-head coach for a U14 team, and we just had a tournament this weekend. So I was before I came on, I was I'll let you know. So then I was yeah, I'll be good. So we got second place, so not bad, but we still got to work on some stuff.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Hey,
nice website.
So the floor is open for everybody. Ron is our Islander guy, so he's kind of up in that area. Daniel's our all-over new guy jumping in today. Welcome again, Daniel. Started 3 into the mix at the last second here. Say, hey, come on in. Don't say anything yet, but here we are. And, of course, Don and Kyle. So if you guys have any questions for Grace, bring them on. What do we got?
So I have a couple. First of all, I think what you're doing is awesome. I love the fact that girl hockey or female hockey is starting to become a thing. When my sons were playing and when I was playing, it wasn't like you said. The ladies would stand around and watch, or they'd come out and stick and puck and things like that. It wasn't until I began to play on some co-ed teams, now that I'm much older, I began to realize, hey, some of these gals are pretty darn good. So, I appreciate what you're doing there in pushing that along. I mean, the NHL has been, I think, very supportive. I think USA Hockey's been very supportive, and Hockey Canada. So I think that the sky's the limit at this point, for you and your husband. I think that's just awesome. I'm just very impressed. And the fact that, so I have to ask you this. Did you go to Eustis Middle School?
So I went to Eustis Middle School for only 1 year. So my schooling was crazy. It was, I went to elementary school in Eustis, but then once I hit fifth and sixth grade, we moved up to Kissimmee because me and Barron were at the ice rink so much. We literally we can't make this hour drive every single night of the week. We got to rent a place up there or something. So we moved up there for 2 years. So I went to school up there, came back to Eustis Middle School for 1 year, and then I went 8th and 9th grade in Fort Myers for that hockey school. And then 10th grade, I did prep school for 1 year. Then 11th grade, I broke my leg, and I was mostly at Eustis High School. And then senior year, technically, I was virtual because I was up in Boston. So like I was all over the map. It was just wild.
Well, I teach at Eustis Middle School. I'm the advanced history teacher there. So when I heard that you grew up, I was like, I've been telling everybody at the school, hey, I got Grace here. I got Grace here.
How
So
long have you been teaching there?
I'm only in my third year.
Oh, okay.
But I'm truly, they don't know what hockey is.
No.
I'm like the only teacher there that knows anything about hockey. So my room is plastered with hockey memorabilia and stuff. And every time I try to bring up the sport, and I've talked to the administration about trying to get a team together. It's a little harder down here because ice isn't readily available. But yeah, it's awesome. And I think what you and your husband are doing is fantastic. Keep it going.
Thank you. Yeah, when I was at Eustis High School, there was only one other kid who played hockey, and he was more roller hockey than ice hockey. But still, like, we were like the only two in the entire school, which is obviously so weird because now I'm up here, and it's like people play everywhere. And I'm like, back when I think about how I grew up, I was like, this is not a thing in Florida. It was like so rare to play ice hockey, and up here, it's just like it's rare if you don't. So,
Yeah, you're right. It's when you head south past the Mason-Dixon line, it's like hockey doesn't exist anymore. Oh, well, I don't want to interfere with the rest of you guys. Jump in.
You're not interfering. It's all, it's one hockey to another. Grace, I played for the Buffalo Sabres little teeny league back in the day, the Pee Wee League, and unlike you, I got hurt and said, forget this. Something else. But it looks like you've really come along. So what are you doing now?
What am I doing now?
Yeah, it looks like you're working full time. Good gracious.
Well, right now I'm not doing athletic training at the current moment. I'm not doing athletic training at the current moment. Once I moved down to Pennsylvania from Connecticut, I stopped working at OSG, which is an orthopedic specialty group up there. And right now I'm just kind of settling in with coaching and being co-director of the female program here at Iceworks and just coaching right now. Once I get a little bit more settled, I'll probably work part-time, maybe at Needham University. I talked to them about it a little bit. Just because my schedule is going to be a little crazy during the hockey season. I go to Buffalo on the weekends, and throughout the week, if I can make it to some of their practices, I'll make it to the practices in Buffalo, so I'll be doing lots of traveling. But then during the front half of the week, I'll be coaching here for the girls and making it out to other practices for other girls in the organization, too. So right now, I'm mostly just training for the season, so lots of going to the gym and running, doing all the different testing we have to do, all that good stuff, and then just coaching right now. But I will be doing some athletic training once I'm a little bit more settled. So
wow, so you got some serious ice time during the week. My goodness.
Yeah.
Don, would you like ice time like that?
Oh, bro, I miss it.
Me too.
I totally miss it.
So I got I do have a question really quick before Don goes again. How many games are in your season?
Thanks, bro.
So typically it's like around 25 games. I know last year was kind of crazy with the COVID year. We only played like one tournament. It was like one round robin in a bubble, and then championship game, and then right into playoffs after round robin. So typically it is like 25 games in a season. So kind of like a college schedule.
Okay. Yeah.
So what are your plans for the future here? Oh, I'm sorry, Don, did you have a question?
It was for Kyle.
Is he drinking white? Is he drinking White Claw again?
Yeah, I think so.
Screw you guys.
He finally manned up to an IPA. Okay.
Screw you. I've been drinking IPAs for the last 3 weeks. Screw you, Don.
Oh, I feel the love.
Grace, unfortunately, you're not the first girl on BayLink Sports because my son likes to drink White Claw the first episode.
Oh boy, here we go.
And it was over at that point. But
can you see it? Can you see it? Should I move my hand?
No, that's okay. We have guests. I'm
a supporter of drinking White Claws. I can't say that I don't drink them.
Yeah, but it's okay, Grace. You're okay.
So if I may,
such an ass.
Give us an idea of what your workout is.
Yeah.
How much time are you actually spending on the ice skating as opposed to play development, positional development, and then being in the gym. What's that look like for you?
So right now what we have is we have our strength coach who sends us a weekly workout. Every week it's a little bit different. So usually we're in the gym actually lifting weights 2 to 3 times a week, doing just obviously the normal stuff, some main lifts, full plyometrics, and then main lifts, and then accessory lifts. And then on the other days we're usually doing some sort of like cardio based thing, a lot of sprints, a lot of like field sprints, a lot of bleacher sprints, stuff like that. Really focus really is just to build up that cardio. And then when it comes to ice time, I'm usually on the ice just with my husband mostly whenever I train, because I'm here and there's not a whole lot of people down here that I can train with. There's a beer league, but I don't really trust playing in the beer league in case anything happens, any freak accident.
Sure.
So usually it's kind of me and my husband Shane going out there and working on like just simple skills that I can do I don't need multiple people for. But also since I am coaching, I'll like hop into drills with some of the girls. So I'm constantly demoing different drills and just hopping in so I can show them what to do, but then also I get a little bit of cardio, and then when I skate them at the end, usually I jump in on the skates. So they don't do as much.
I just got tired. I just got exhausted hearing that. Oh my God.
Bro, you don't remember?
Amazing. Amazing. Grace, it's amazing the effort you put into all this. By the way, I'm going to bring on a real quick guy. He says he's the man, but we'll call him Bob. He's our correspondent for NFL, and we're going to be late NFL today, Bob, but come on and be nice. We have guests.
Yes, you have guests. You also have on a Too Tight Buccaneers jersey yet again.
Here we go.
Here we go.
No. I am supporting Warren Sapp tonight. It's a Warren Sapp night. Yes.
Well, at least it's better than the receiver jersey on you.
Although my boy Cameron did a good job this weekend. All right, so Grace, back to you. I'm sorry. So what are your plans? What are your future plans? Hockey the rest of your life? Anything cool that you're even thinking about maybe doing?
I do want to go back to school. I've been kind of debating different, I guess, paths I could go, but I have been seriously looking into becoming a PA, so a physician assistant. So, and I think that would give me a good little bit more flexibility because it's not as long. Originally, I did want to go to med school, but with how much we've been doing with our program here, I would like to still be really involved. And if I go to med school, I wouldn't be able to be as involved as I am now. So the PA program is a 2-year program, so it's less commitment time-wise, but it's still a very good profession. But it will also allow me a little bit of freedom to do both medical side of things, but then also be able to be here and be present for 1494, and then also the Little Flyers organization that we work for, and still be able to be the director of the program and coach on the side.
Have you thought about talking to Newman about getting into coaching?
Yes, so I'm actually going to be helping them this season. Not an official assistant coach or anything, but I'll be on the ice helping them with drills, and also talk to them about me jumping in also on drills with them too, just to help me get ready for the season because I am so far away from Buffalo. It's like a 6-hour drive. So I discussed with my coach about her being okay with me hopping on the ice with them. So at least I get my legs under me and start really getting on the ice and getting in. Because there is no shape like on ice hockey shape. Like you can
Right.
all you want, but unless you're actually skating, there is nothing like it.
Right.
Very true. Very true.
Very true.
Bob, welcome aboard. Do you have any questions for you're late, so for Grace here. Anyone else?
I'm
Dan.
not late. You told me 8:30. I'm on at 8:30.
I know. Dan,
I got a question. Are you ever involved with any of the national team? I mean, how many players from the league are like on the U.S. Women's hockey team? Do you guys cross over with that?
Yeah, so I think it was 3 years ago, a lot of the national girls had actually made their own kind of it was an association, not a league, but it was the PWPHA. So they kind of do their own thing. I know at one point we were trying to get a like we were trying just to all join back when the CWHL was still around, the Canadian Women's Hockey League. We were trying to merge so we could just have one professional hockey league for all women. But for some reason that fell apart. Not exactly sure why. I heard that some of the national girls weren't a fan of our commissioner. So I guess that was one of the reasons why they didn't want to merge with us. But I mean, I'm hoping that in the future we can do it because again, like we have had some of them play for us in the past. So it's not like it hasn't happened. They have played for us. And then some of them were playing in the Canadian Women's Hockey League too. Most of the Canadian national girls were in the CWHL. But now that they kind of did their own thing, I am hoping that soon we can all kind of merge, have just one giant league because we would have, you could bring out more teams so we could have more than just 6 teams. And then with all of them and their sponsors that they could bring, like it could really try and help build women's hockey, build the league and just help it grow.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I'm just curious on have you even thoughts about you trying out for the national team, the U.S. team, or anything?
No, not really. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I definitely don't think. I mean, it's hard. Like, obviously, I am good and I've made it this far, but I do think one of those things. It is hard if you're not in the system. Like, I wasn't in the system from a younger age, really. So sometimes they take you when you're younger and they kind of build you up. And I was never really in that system, so I do think it'd be really hard for me to be involved. So
it's harder from a smaller school than one of the big hockey schools.
Yeah, and definitely me playing D3, you get a lot of the stereotypical. Well, you play D3 or you're not D1, and I was like, yeah, but it's more by choice. I could have went D1 if I wanted to, but I wouldn't have been able to pursue the profession I love. And I know people personally, like my friends who went D1 and they couldn't handle like their academics on top of like schooling or on top of hockey. And I know people who did have to choose different majors because of it, but I'm glad that at Newman and again, I can't compare because I've never played D1 hockey technically. So I'm like, I can't compare what it's like and how to balance it, but I know I did a great job doing it. And I still got to the same place as all these other girls. So I guess for me, it didn't really matter which path I took. And I'm very happy that I chose my path. But again, like I said, I do think it is a little bit stereotypical because D3 gets overlooked just because you're D3. 'Cause there's so many good girls and men that play at the D3 level that get overlooked just because they're playing there when some people don't realize it might be financial reason they're there, or it might be like because of location. If you need to stay closer to home because maybe your family needs you. But there's a lot of other reasons that go into picking D3 over D1 that get overlooked, and a lot of people just assume it's because you're not good enough. So that is another reason. Like, I don't really think I got many looks, and it's because of that. But again, like I said, so glad that I got to where I was, or I got to where I am. So.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say,
awesome.
look where there's nothing. A lot of people can say they played D1 or they've played in, national teams and leagues like that. But what you've done here with the kids and the programs, that seems like so much more focused work to do than competing. In my opinion, I'm just really impressed with everything that you've done above and beyond hockey and how you've tied everything in together. You've tied rollerblading into hockey. You tied hockey into your working as a athletic trainer. You've tied athletic training back into hockey, and now you're tying that all together into the furtherance of your career. And it's amazing to see someone, and guys, you guys can back me up on this for sure, that ties so many things in together for the greater good. And that's just impressive. I'm sorry. I'm just impressed.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Leave me alone, guy. The guys they're going to text me constantly and give me a bunch of crap because I'm like, I'm sorry, you guys are just so neat. And, yeah, okay. Especially out here, Bob, very shortly. So Is there anything else you'd like to tell us? Or, hey, guys, do you have any more questions before we move on with the show? We want to definitely thank you for coming on. This has been a absolute pleasure. It revitalizes us while we're in our little hockey slump with no hockey, and it really helps us out. And we're just wonderful to meet you for sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, Jeff, can you throw that website up one more time?
Please.
I sure can. So did you guys have the website, Don? Did you get me a good one?
Yeah, I put it in my phone, so I'm going to start following it.
All right. Let me see if I can pull it up here. What I did with
anything to forward the game.
You guys are killing me. 14/94 hockey. Search it on Google, and I'm sure you'll be able to find it. Let me search it while we're sitting here. Oh yeah, if you do 14/94H, it comes right up. Coach 1494 hockey. Congratulations, 1494hockey.com. Definitely something you want to check out. I'm looking at it right now. Look at that. There's Grace on top. All these different people. Fantastic. Look at that. That's something I want to research too. We always, you're always welcome to come on. We'll probably have a million more questions next time. So I'm going to go around the horn. Bob, you got any questions?
I'm good. I don't really know much about hockey, so.
I know you're not, but you're a sports guy, which is what matters. Kyle, any questions?
Still just amazed that everything that you've got going on, that you were able to find the time to come on the show tonight.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, very much so. Don, what do you got?
Hey, D2 hockey's where it's at. I played it. You played it. Hey, it's all good, and you have given to the game a lot more than a lot of, Division I people have. And you didn't come from a hockey factory. You have an education and you're doing something with it. I'm extremely impressed. So, and huge 2 thumbs up for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I will say that's the one biggest thing is, no matter what, I was always like, I'd rather give back and talk to make something memorable, actually talk to the fans after. Cause it's again, like I said before, you don't really get that as much with the NHL. So I'm for some of these little girls, they look at us like we're superheroes. So it's
you're a hockey god to them.
Oh yeah.
If we can give back, I'm why not? I'm it's gonna be it takes 2 minutes out of my day to acknowledge these people.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Hand them a puck, something. Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Ron, since Don's taking up a lot of time, which is okay because Don's the other hockey guy here. Ron, do you have anything you'd like to ask or say?
Yeah, it's just impressive. Everything is just so impressive what you've done.
Thank you.
Just keep getting them goals.
Very much so.
Hey.
To our new Daniel. What you got, Daniel?
I just like to say I got 2 little girls, so they're just now getting into sports. So for them to if they want to play hockey, it's perfect. I have the place to show you women hockey. So be hey, look, you guys can do it too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So thank you very much for everything you do, because that's going to be great for when my girls get older and they ask, can I play hockey? I was sure, I got the place to go to. Let's go.
You gotta have them watch your games this season.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'll do. I'll get a couple of games. And
now, are we able to see the Buffalo Buttes on any platforms?
Say that again, please.
Are we able to see you play on any platforms this year?
Yeah, they haven't announced it. The last couple of years, we've been on Twitch, which is usually a gaming site. But that's how we've been, what platform they've used in the past to stream it. And it's always been free. So that's a plus too. So you don't have to pay for it. I know in the bubble, we did get one little broadcast with NBC Sports. So I don't know if they're going to try to pursue that, 1 game a week or however. I'm kind of hoping maybe now that we kind of opened the door to it, that we do try to actually broadcast it a little bit more on live TV. But I know Twitch was our method for the past couple of years, and that's always been a free service too, which is pretty awesome.
Excellent. And by the way, you can find BayLink Sports on Twitch also. I had to throw that in. Grace, again, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Been absolutely fantastic to have you. We're going to be going into another real quick hockey story, talking about female empowerment. If you'd like to stay, you're welcome to stay. I know if you're real busy, jump on off anytime you'd like. But we'd like you to stay for the whole show if you like. And be honest with you, we're going to go over time today, folks. This is awesome. This is one of the better shows of all time. We're going to be going over a little bit because we've got some other things to go over. But Grace, you're always welcome to stay if you'd like. I'm going to talk about.
I'll definitely stay for a little bit. I know my little sister's actually from Eustis right now. She's up visiting, so I'll stay on for the next story or so, and then I'll head out to hang out with her because she leaves tomorrow. But
all right, well, this is one you can appreciate. Kaylee Chelios, raise your hand if you know Kaylee Chelios. But Don, I know you do, of course. Kaylee Chelios, who was a fantastic broadcaster for the Tampa Bay Lightning, is hanging up her headset, switching off her microphone for the final time after 5 seasons with Tampa Bay. Chelios, along with her husband Danny Vitale, anybody know him? You know him, Bob, I'm sure.
Daily Double.
No.
He's played for the Bucks, the Browns, and the Packers, and the Patriots. He just retired, and they welcomed their first daughter, Bella, into the world during the COVID-19 pandemic. She's currently 8 months pregnant with the couple's second child and has decided to step away from the Lightning to focus on her family. She had a baby, our daughter Bella, and was fortunate enough to be able to still work from home and be part of the organization for the last 2 Stanley Cup championships. My husband and I have the new baby on the way. We're doing long distance. Before, when I was living in Tampa, I loved my job with the Lightning and would love to keep doing it, but this new chapter in my life has brought us to a house in Chicago suburbs and near her parents. Pretty good there. Danny Vitale, and I've actually heard, Bob, I can't believe you haven't heard of this guy. I've heard of this guy, but that's okay. You're Mr. Football. I thought you knew this one, but that's okay, Bob.
Maybe only concentrate on the guys on the upper part of the roster.
Well, I mean, hey, he's still an NFL player.
Oh, man.
Danny had been beaten up pretty good from football and just came off a knee surgery and decided he was going to retire. He was going to go to the Patriots, and it was just going to be hard physically to keep up when he wasn't that healthy. He was ready to move along and figured out the next move he wanted to do was. She talks about Dave Mishkin and her 20-plus years of experience and how she just, when she started calling along with Dave, she was so intimidated, and he just kind of took her under his wing and said, you got this. No one treated her like a rookie. And Grace, I don't know if you can identify with that. Did you get treated worse than the new guys as a rookie, or kind of how'd that go?
You know what? I will say everyone was like super, and then at NHL at least everyone was super welcoming. Kind of just takes you under their wing. Obviously, there's a couple things that kind of fill you in on like this, what you should do here or there. But for the most part, very welcoming. Just take you under their wing.
That's fantastic, and that's something we like to hear all the way around. And hockey again is a lot more of that. You don't see that so much. But what are you going to do? But she used to go on her little 8-minute walks or 8-mile walks from where she'd work. It was going from Bayshore Boulevard and Harbor Island to Emily. So obviously, if she's living on Harbor Island, she's not doing badly. And she really enjoyed it there. But it's time to move on after 82 game seasons. It's even in the bubble, that was kind of hard to do for her. So congratulations, Kaylee Chelios. Glad you're moving on. Hope you have a great career in the future. And, hey, good luck. Sorry you're not with the Bolts anymore. All right, Bob, this one's for you.
Are you ready for some football?
All right, the Bucks have come through finally. My goodness, we decided to step up, not be stupid, and win 23-16. First quarter, 6-0. We blew the field goal. Second quarter, we scored 4. But 10-2. I'm sorry, we scored 10, and they scored 2. Again, as much as it was fun to watch, I haven't seen.
Typing.
I don't know, but I have not seen. Probably Bob.
No, it's Ron.
Is it Ron? Ron. All right, who's ever typing needs to stop that. Is it? Wait, Grace, is it you? Are you typing?
No, it was Radical Ron.
It was Radical Ron.
No, he wants to play Hollywood Squares.
So Grace, so you know, yeah, it's just so you know, it's always Radical Ron, which is okay. Third period, we scored again. They scored again with a 2-point conversion. A lot of 2-point conversions and a touchback. Not a touchback, but the safety, which I haven't seen in a long time. Safety against us, but we ended up winning 23-16. which puts us in the top of our day. And here we go. What do you got to tell us about this one, Bob? I know you got some good information on this. Who's going? Who's staying? What's going on here?
Well, as far as the Bucks with their cut downs and all that,
Yeah.
There's really not many roster spots open. They brought all 22 back from last year. Their top reserves. By the time you factor in the couple draft picks, they're talking maybe 5-6 jobs open on the whole 53.
Yeah.
There's really the guys that you know already from last year, with adding a couple of rookies like Joe Tryon, Shoinka, whatever his last name is now.
Yeah, I can't
and Jalen Darden.
Yeah.
After those couple of guys, you're really not going to know who the rest of these guys are. You already know everybody that's on the Bucks.
Oh yeah. Now, did you watch the game last night?
Watch the first half. I really can't stomach the second half of these games.
Well, I mean, the second half actually had Kyle Trask on, and he did a lot better than we expected. Coming off those last two just horrendous showings, especially in the first game, he stepped up, causing us to wonder who the backup quarterback is actually going to be this year and who's going to the practice squad. What do you think?
Blaine Gabbert should back up. Trask is on the roster because if you cut him, somebody else will poach him.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't cut a guy like that. Griffin possibly practice squad or poach somewhere else.
Yeah, I think Griffin's
quarterbacks on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, I think Griffin's days are numbered, but we'll see. We'll see.
The Cowboys picking them up. I mean, their backup quarterback situation is terrible.
It's rough right now. Yeah, they are not. I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing how they play next Thursday against us. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch live. But Brady and the Bucs first team offense shines on his second drive. His appearance is really good. You saw him step up. I mean, Brady stepped up out of the pocket and just absolutely was on fire, right to the guys he needs to be. His receivers were on point. It's almost like magic when he throws the football. It's crazy to see the difference in the catching attempts with other guys and then watching Brady do it. And it's almost esoteric. I don't know, but that's why we love him. That's why we're happening. He connected on all 7 throws in 7 plays, tallying 91 yards and targeting wide receivers Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Antonio Brown twice, while also completing a pass to running back Leonard Fournette. He just was absolutely all over the place. He was spreading out his receivers. He's showing this team how this is done, and everybody's eligible. And I just love it. I love to watch it. Yes, I was a Brady hater when he was with the Patriots. I get it. But when he plays for your team and he plays just so darn well, it's kind of hard to hate this man. It's just hard to do, and I'm telling you.
Easy.
It's easy for you because you're a
Trust
Dolphin.
me, I was on that train too. I didn't like him when he was with the Pats.
No, I mean, most of us were. It was because, I mean, a lot of it has to be jealousy. He's so darn good that you.
Is he good or does he just pay the refs?
Who was
Good
that?
point.
Daniel stepping in with a burn.
Good point.
Good point, Ron. You've said this for months. He's a cheater.
I'm not a football fan anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know, but there was nothing bad about his stuff, and there was no refs. But if refs are going to get paid, Daniel, and I'll give you this one. Obviously, somebody else is paying them because they are tearing us to shreds lately. Don, did you catch the game?
It's preseason.
Yeah, but still, they're just showing how bad they can be. Grace, and I love throwing you under the bus about this. What's your feeling on ice refs? And do you make friends with them? What's your kind of back and forth with them?
Oh my gosh, refs. I don't know. I don't envy them. I would never be one ever. They get the grunt of everything. I feel like they can't, no matter what, I feel like you can make a good call. Someone could actually trip. It could be a tripping. And then the team of the people who got the call would be like, that's not a tripping. Absolutely not. Guy's blind. And it's just like, I can't with refs, but I think a lot of refs, at least that I've done, I think I would go on a lot of power trips. But I will say I like that now, since I'm playing professional, the refs are a lot more like, all right, we'll let you play. Because in college, it was like you barely touch someone and it's a penalty. Like I got so many penalties in college just because I played a boys style game, so I'd run over girls, and it wasn't on purpose, but I was just bigger than them, and I'd run over them. My numbers were wild. I was leading the whole school in penalties. So like, but then I went to the NCAA, and now I'm with bigger, strong people. I think I've gotten like a total of like 3 penalties in like all my seasons. But it's just the rest let more things go, and then I'm not with other people who can't take it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what, and it's like I said earlier, right before the playoffs started. I think I was telling Don, or asking him rather, how it would affect hockey if they adopted the VAR, and just how horrible that would be. And now that they've brought that into the NFL, it's in soccer. It's just ridiculous.
Exactly. What do you think?
Don, you're muted. Nobody can hear you.
Yeah, Don, we can't hear you. Hold on.
It slows the game down.
There you go. I agree. And in NFL, it slows it to a crawl, because we were at the last game. My wife went with me, and the first question she had is, "What is going on? It's dead out there." I said, "No, this is a TV timeout." Nope. Now it's a first
VAR.
down. I got to do this. I got to do this. She goes, "This is why I love hockey so much more. You start, you play all the way through. Life is good. There's not many breaks in hockey, which is why we like the sport."
The beauty of the game is that a lot of refs are ex-players.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them. You don't have a lot of ex-football players refereeing football games.
Nope.
I am not touching that comment. I'm just
saying.
I am just gonna let. I'm a retired law enforcement officer, and I'm just gonna let that one go.
I'm gonna let it dangle, brother.
Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, yay. Hey, look at that. We have gone over, and I love it. We are going to have an extra show today. And Eric Kleinbach wants to know, and Grace, you get after, what's a VAR? What do you think? Don, you want to take it?
Me? Because it was Kyle's thing.
Kyle,
I know what it is. I'll take it.
Well, you take it.
Yeah,
Kyle. Go for it.
Yeah, I'll take it. It's a video assisted referee. So when a decision is to be made, whether a call should go one way or another, and the refs can't make a freaking decision, this is why they now have the video assisted referee. They'll go back and they'll look at the video of the play and decide one way or another. So if a ref decides one way and they decide to go to VAR, it can be overturned, which is why I hate VAR.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either. I think the play needs to be on the ice. Yeah, there are times to challenge a play, relook at a play, see how it went down. But the majority of the time, the ice rule should stand. Mm-hmm. My opinion, again, only. But
well, no, it shouldn't just be ice. It should be with any sport. Whatever the calling is on the field, that's the way it should be.
Well, yeah.
I'll let Bob take it from there. But honestly,
Bob.
I think VAR is just absolutely ridiculous.
For me, I'm a football guy. In football, you need it. There's just so many different angles. You can't tell the guy grabs you here. It's holding from this angle, from the other angle you can't see. There's just too many things, too much money, especially now that sports gambling is getting involved in everything. You have teams. I saw a commercial for Caesars over the weekend on some of the games. The Caesars is sponsoring teams. So when you have sports and gambling mixed, you have to get those calls right. You can't say, oh, it's a judgment call. He missed it. When you have that kind of money on the line and you're in bed with the sports books, you need to get it right. So, unfortunately, it's part of the game. It's going to get
but I mean,
make it better so it's less intrusive, but it's going to be more in the future.
Yeah, but Bob, people were betting on games before, but before we had VAR, there was just more broken legs.
Yeah,
that's all.
There's a difference when the league is now partners with the sports books. That changes everything.
No, that's true.
That's very true.
I know at least with hockey, I know we've had goals called back that were like those were in. I think that's whenever I find it most beneficial. It's like for a goal being called for or against. Like one time we actually had a goal. They called it a goal, and then the other team challenged it, and then they called it back. And I was like, called it on the ice, it should stand because it was definitely a goal. But because we didn't have any video, or like there is no like footage like in the NHL to even go back and watch footage. So I feel like that's the one circumstance where I'm definitely like, I wish we had it, because there's definitely been circumstances where we could have used it, at least for goals for or against.
And a lot of times it's
what
used
sport
because of offsides.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
That's always a good one.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Daniel.
I was gonna say, you know what sport I wish they didn't have it was baseball, because I can't stand it when it goes to replay. First off, you have no idea what they're even talking, because it's somebody in New York that's gonna make the call, and then they just go out safe. He was a foul ball. What were you looking at? Because I don't even know what it is. I mean, talk about slowing the game down. Baseball's long already.
Yeah, you've already got a
Longer.
slow game. Then you slow it down like that. That's a really good point there.
Yeah.
The first and second
VAR
team,
in baseball is like watching golf.
just think if they had
You got
VAR
the
on
shirt
golf.
for it, Kyle.
Just think if they
Dude,
had
if you're selling shirts, I don't want one. You've already sold
You
Don.
got the
I don't want
golfing
one.
shirt.
Well, I mean, I don't understand why no one has sleeves anymore. Is this a new BayLink Sports thing?
Listen, White
Nobody
Claw,
wears
don't
sleeves?
get on me.
I didn't get the memo. White Claw and shirtless sleeves. I'll make sure I have that next time.
Well, Daniel, I have no idea. All of a sudden, it was like a sleeveless.
You know what?
day.
No, I like that. I like what
Yeah.
Daniel said. Shirtless sleeves. So next week, Don's going to come on and he's going to have sleeves but no shirt. That's
Oh,
perfect.
geez, that's you know.
Oh my gosh.
I know. See, Grace, this is usually about the time
That's
the
what
show
happens
just
when you run over an hour.
bottoms right out. These guys start yapping with each other, and this show just I lose control right about now. But we're talking about the Bucks guys, first and second team run defense. They struggled. David Johnson, Mark Ingram, and Scotty Phillips each averaged 4 yards per carry, with Johnson telling 7.5 yard carry and Phillips posting 9.1 per attempt. But they really did not. Against the first team defense, Houston was able to compile 62 yards, rushing on 12 carries in its second drive of the game. However, the 18-play possession would not result in a score, as the Texans failed to convert on fourth down within Tampa Bay's 10-yard line, which was a lot of fun to watch. One thing I love about preseason hockey is they take chances they wouldn't take normally anywhere else. It is just absolutely a riot to watch these guys. It's 4th and 8. Let's go for it. Okay. Oh, sure. It's just funny to watch. I love it. Delaney records 2 interceptions, should lead in the battle for backup cornerback role. This was a good one. Delaney was on fire. Delaney, 2 interceptions during this against 2 different quarterbacks. He's definitely trying to get the number 5 cornerback role, and I think he's going to get it. He impressed throughout the preseason and went out with a bang on Saturday night. In our opinion, Delaney has solidified a top spot, but we'll see what happens. Another week, another big game for Joe Tryon. And again, help me with this one, Bob. Shoyinka. Rookie edge rusher Joy Tryon Sorinka, whatever, put on another show on Saturday night. After 3 impressive performances in the month of August, it is clear that he will field a meaningful role in the defense during his first pro season. Put together 4 total tackles, a strip sack, and a tackle for a loss, make numerous stops against the run, and forcing a turnover on his sack that was recovered by defense lineman Kali Davis. 2 of his Tryon run stops, one of which being the tackle for a loss, came as Tryon wrapped around the edge and quickly pursued the ball to the backside of the play from his angle. So he's all over the place. He's being fast. He's doing a good job. I'm looking to see how he progresses once we get all the major players back out. We're playing full-time real football. But, hey, for now, he's a front runner. Let's keep him there. Darden is also Jalen Darden. Opened the preseason game as Tampa Bay's first kick and punt returner this August. He should probably man that role coming to the next week of the regular season as well. 17-yard punt return at one point on Sunday, showing off his speed as he ran from one side of the field to the other to break off the positive return. Otherwise, it's a quiet night on returns for Darden as he took 1 kickoff back 16 yards to the Bucs 16-yard line in the first quarter and made no other returns. So he He didn't have a lot of chances, but the chances he had were decent. They were decent for sure. And then Bob, Robert Hainsley. What is wrong with him?
Well, considering he's a former tackle that they shifted to center that really hasn't played there before, inexperience.
Yeah, but inexperience be damned. He's come to the Bucks.
Well, he's also going to be on the bench. If he plays, then something else is really, really wrong.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people are hurt if he plays. But he
if he plays, Tom Brady might not survive.
No, true.
So I'm hoping to see Hainsley play a lot this year.
You think so?
I hope to see him play a lot.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you do, because you don't want our Bucks to do well at all.
No.
Preseason this year, so for the last game, Colts beat the Lions. Jets tied the Eagles. I love ties. That's fantastic. I hate the Jets, hate the Eagles. So for them to tie, they're both losers in my book. Panthers beat the Steelers. Chiefs beat the Vikings. What's new? And the Bills beat the Packers 18-0. Fantastic job by the Bills. I, again, say that they're going to really pick it up this year, and they're going to give us some problems. Bears beat the Titans, and of course, we beat the Texans. So we go into week 1 of 18, starting NFL full season on September 9th, 8:20 p.m. And the first game for the Thursday Night Football, first game of the season, is us. Cowboys versus the Buccaneers in Tampa. It's going to be a wild night. We're going to have a good time. Looking forward to it. What? Who said my Bucks jersey is too tight, Ron? Look, I'm retired, so that's kind of how it is. But, the Jet, as your dad said, Grace, the Jets have never beaten the Eagles in a regular season game. This is very true. The Jets are horrible. We hate them. I wish the Jets would fall off the planet, but that's because every time the Dolphins played the Jets, we always end up getting in fights when I was living down in Miami. Ron, is someone
That's
home?
not me.
Oh, is someone home? Don, is someone home? I don't know. Probably Kyle. Who knows? These professional broadcasters all over the place. But hey,
you know what? Your jersey might be tight, but not as tight as Ron's mouth's going to be when the season starts.
I know the Islanders.
Yeah, okay. Keep telling yourself that.
Although I have money, I've got money. Like I said, Ron, I put some money as a funny bet on the Islanders, and if I win, I'm getting $762. So at one point, I'm kind of rooting for the Islanders for a little bit until we take.
You know what? I'm gonna ask you a question there, Dad. If you actually win that bet, I want you to take half that money and buy Ron some shirts.
No, I'm just buying sleeves. He doesn't really need shirts. He just needs sleeves.
Get rid of your golfing shirt there. Your Charlie Harper shirt.
All right. So, Bob, since we are on, and I'm coming to Daniel too. Now, Daniel, what sport are you mostly involved with here?
I'm a baseball and football guy. I'm a big Chief fan.
Okay.
I'm a big Dodger fan. I watch a little bit of basketball. Root for the Clippers, and in hockey, I watch here and there. When I grew up, I liked the Red Wings for a while with Steve Yzerman and the Dominator and stuff like that. Then I'm from LA, so we had Luke Robitaille, Wayne Gretzky. But since I moved out here to Florida, I was like, I got to root for some Florida team. So the last 3 years, I've been rooting for the Lightning. I know a little bit. I'm really wanting to go into a game. But now with them doing so well, I'm like, I gotta sell a kidney. I gotta to get a game ticket. So I've been watching them here and there.
Yeah, tickets are hard to come by at the moment. Hey, Don, are you a season ticket holder? Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, you didn't make the cut this year.
No.
All right,
thanks,
so,
Jeff.
I know. Since we have a few minutes here before by the way, the Dodgers, second place, 2.5 games back from the Giants. Not a bad showing.
It's not bad, but there's a problem here. The Giants win, we win. The Giants lose, we lose to like the last 3 weeks. And then it's Kenley Jansen. Just you mentioned Kenley Jansen gonna give me a heart attack. I'm gonna be right next to you with you. We both gonna share same beds. We have the beds. We're gonna share a room. Be like, he's a Rays heart attack. I'm the Dodgers heart attack because I want them to get back to the series just because I'm tired of you only won because it was only 60 games.
I know. But hey, we're 5 games back, so we're against. We're 5 games in front of the Yankees, and that's all that matters right now. Just being in front of the Yankees, because as we all know, we hate the Yankees. Let me rephrase that. We hate the Yankees. All right, so back to football. Sorry, Bob. Go ahead. Tell us what do you think is going to happen first week? Any surprises? Any interesting things? Or is it just going to be a regular opening?
First weeks are weird. You usually see like some crappy team beat a good team. Everybody's like, how the hell did that happen? And last year was no preseason. This year, a lot of guys didn't really play in the preseason. So you're gonna see at least one game where somebody says, "There's no way in hell that the Jets beat whoever." There's going to be one crazy result that's really going to shock you, like the Cowboys coming into Tampa and walking away with a victory.
That's rough. That was rough.
Flying, no good, fucking four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking.
Oh,
sheep
sorry, Bob.
flying, no good.
Oh, there he is. Sorry, Bob. I don't know what happened. My fingers slipped. Yes, the Bucs are going to do very well against the Cowboys. I hate it for Dallas, especially since we're all worried about this hurricane stuff. And if it turns east, it's going to come to us. If it turns west, it's going to go toward them, and then they're going to blow twice because they already suck at football. So what are you going to do?
Oh, that's a knee slapper.
I know, Bob. Who are you calling for this year? All the way around.
What do you mean?
As in, who's going to go and take that little?
Who's taking it all the way?
Trophy? Who's going?
I'm just going to say Packers over the Chiefs.
Packers.
Ooh.
Somebody write that one down.
Ooh, that hurt somebody's feelings on the show.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I hurt everybody's feelings on the show, and I think he does that purpose. Packers over the Chiefs.
State Farm.
No
Bowl.
Bills. No
No
Bills.
Bills, no Bucks.
No Bucks. Wow. Grace, are
Jeff's
you
going to be in a
can you believe
diaper
this?
crying, curled up in the corner during the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna be eating wings and sitting drinking beer. I don't care, because I certainly won't get tickets to the game, because I'm number one, it's in LA, and number two,
Wings and blue cheese.
I haven't been able to get hold of that long. Even though, by the way, when they tell you club gets priority seats for the Super Bowl, they're liars. Oh, sorry. Another issue with my season ticket rep at the Bucks this time, but that's all right. Actually, they've been
Going
doing
to
that.
Super Bowl's nothing special. I've been to 5 of them. It's okay.
Yeah, I know. I've been to 2 as a fan. You've been to 5 as a correspondent, right?
No,
Oh,
one is a fan and 4 working.
oh, wow.
How many Stanley Cup final games you been to?
No, who cares about hockey?
See,
Oh my
Sorry, Grace. I
God.
just like to bust on
See?
Jeff.
Oh my God.
see. I bring him here for NFL because he's so darn good at this, and all I hear is wah wah wah, hockey sucks.
He just thinks he's great because he wears sleeves.
Well,
That's
here's
right.
the
I
best.
got-
All right. Let's take a poll. If you put a hockey player on a ball field, how would they do? Probably damn well, because they're conditioned and they're smart and all those good things. Put an NFL player other than Gronkowski, because I have to give Gronkowski his due.
Did you watch him skate? That guy can't skate.
Yeah, but he's hilarious on the ice. He went against Vasilevsky. And Grace, if you haven't seen
That
it,
was pure entertainment.
go to YouTube and pull up hockey and Gronkowski. It is a riot. Have you seen it?
I haven't. No, I'll have to.
It is
Oh,
pretty
pure
darn
entertainment.
funny.
A riot. Oh, by the way, since we're all having fun here, do you ever watch the show Letterkenny?
Me?
Yes.
Yes. I haven't watched all the episodes, but yeah, I have. It's
There you go. Oh, he's gonna lose his mind now.
Oh my goodness.
my favorite scene.
Oh my God, Grace, you watch it?
My favorite scene is the coach with the trash cans when he talks about the. Have you seen that episode?
Oh yes.
Oh my God, that's my favorite one.
I haven't missed an episode. I love them. Letterkenny is absolutely just a riot. Thank you for having someone who has seen this show, because especially since you've got the hockey players, and it's just a lot of fun, all the way fun to watch. All right, you know what? Here's what we got to do. I really hate to do this tonight. this is one of the first times I just don't want to leave. But we've been on for a long time, and we've been on for a great reason because we had a wonderful, wonderful guest. Grace, you were always welcome to come back.
Thank you.
Yay, Grace. Just an absolute hockey. I'm going to go with hockey goddess. Come on, Grace, let's go with that.
If you think so, I'll take it. But.
Nice.
Take the hockey goddess. Not only does she do a great athletic event, she's also passing her talent on to the younger kids in the area, as well as running some foundations and following a path of medicine. So it's fantastic. Kudos to you, and thank you for being on. Daniel. Oh, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, I was going to say thank you all for having me. You guys are all so much fun, and I love being on here. So I'd probably take you guys up on me coming on later on, too. So
outstanding. You are always welcome. Just give us a shout, and you are always welcome to come on.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
All right, everyone have a good night.
Take care.
Thanks.
Be safe.
Keep your stick on the ice.
Daniel,
Yeah.
I have not had a chance to chat with you, and I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I kind of warned you we were going to have a special night. And
I was gonna message you and be like, maybe I'll come back next week because you got your special guest. But I got called out last week by Kyle to come on the show, and I was like, all right, I'm coming out. I'm coming on. I was like, okay. And that's not that I got called out once. I got called out twice.
You did too.
Like,
You got called out twice.
Once, okay, all right, I give it to you. But when you call at the end, I'm like, okay, I'll see you in a bit. I'm coming in. But
That's cool. Now I don't have to give you crap about it at work. You actually showed up, and I
there you go.
appreciate it.
I figured you'd be like, man, I knew you were going to show up. No, I was here. I was actually here before you because you were buying your White Claw.
No, actually, I was at a family event. Thank you very much.
That's classic.
Family event. Thank you.
That was nice.
Have you considered being a full-time co-host with us? Because
I'm
always looking for good people.
I'm willing to do it. I mean, like I said, I have my own Sports Daddy TV show. We do it with my buddy down in California. So we call that, but it's very hard to get because it's different time zones. So we do stuff like that. And then, but I'm more than willing to come on here every week with you guys. We'll talk some football. We'll talk some baseball. I'll brush up on my hockey since this is a very, very hockey group here.
We're kind of a hockey.
If you're going to be co-host, though, you have to get a really tight jersey to fit in with Jeff.
I'll find a jersey. If I have to,
Wow.
I'll get a tight
You're either
jersey.
an animal tonight.
Yeah, I'll
You
get
either need a tight jersey or no sleeves.
and I'll cut the sleeves
my
off.
God.
So I'll get a tight jersey. I'll cut the sleeves off, so I'll have a little bit of both.
You'll be
Oh, there
Wait a minute. You got to get the Charlie Hopper shirt with no sleeves
yeah,
and a
that's
white
right.
claw.
Oh, there you go. And then I'll put a jersey on it. But
Yeah.
yes,
And then
I
get
will-
yourself
You guys
a-
got to drop this White Claw crap, man. I've been drinking real beer for 3 weeks now. Leave me alone.
I'm going
and
to
you
show you
still
right
haven't
now.
gained weight.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He looks like he just walked off a Scotch ad. in my opinion.
Oh, screw you.
Hoi
Hey, what was your
hoi
under on the golf
polloi,
course?
son. Hoi polloi. I love it.
What was your score on the golf course today, Kyle?
Yeah,
You
well,
under,
yeah.
over a par?
Yeah, Jeff's got jokes, and then the reason he's so high pitched, he can't breathe in that damn tight jersey.
Oh, Lord. When you got nothing, you stay with a jersey. There you go. You just kind of hang out. Daniel, we would absolutely be honored to have you on anytime, and I'd like to see you on full time with us on Sunday night. We definitely have a good time. Sometimes we can't do it, but usually there's a real good excuse, like we're all at a hockey game or something like that. Usually if the Bolts play that night and it's in town, I ain't coming on the show because I'll just join you guys live from the arena in my cool lower bowl season tickets.
With your tight lightning jersey on.
Yes, my tight lightning jersey. Yes, fine. But I'll be sitting there and you won't. And well, Don, did you get season tickets this year? I waited 3 years.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, you know what, Don? Don't forget. You still get to go to the second game. That's cool.
Well, this is true. This is
Kyle,
true.
you get
I
to
mean,
go
I
to
have to be
There
thankful
can only
for
be
that.
1-1.
I hate you guys.
This is
I'm
true.
going to miss the first 2 damn games right off the bat, and I'm already ticked off about that.
Kyle gets to see the banner raised. I mean, come on now.
I know he's going to get to see the banner raised. Thanks for rubbing it in, Daniel. Maybe we won't have Daniel on the show anymore.
That was nice knowing you guys.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah,
You know what, Ron?
in.
You know what, Ron? Keep spinning your finger around up there. You know what? Your stadium's not even done yet, so shush.
Let me tell you, it's going to be best one in the league, though.
You were at the banner raisings back in 1853.
Plus, when you guys get 4 banners, come talk to me.
So, bro, come at me. I'm a goalie. Come at me. Go ahead.
He's a goalie. He's going to whoop your butt. Hey, so anything in the car racing world, Ron? Because we're
actually, yes. North Wilkesboro, they just did a major cleanup. All the first responders in Wilkes County, along with Benny Parsons' wife and Jeff Hammond, you can now drive on Highway 421 and see straight to the track now.
Wow.
They did a major cleanup, and it looks like, rumor has it, SRX Racing is going to be going next year. So they're doing major work. I'm happy.
Huh. Yeah, there you go.
Very happy.
You know, like we said, we talk about all sports. Go ahead.
Shut up. Isn't the last race at Daytona next weekend?
No. They raced Daytona last night.
Oh, well.
They changed the schedule
attention.
all around.
Damn, I missed it.
The last race is at Phoenix.
Yeah,
just like you almost missed BayLink Sports today.
Yeah, huge crash too that wiped out pretty much.
Yes, it was
in the points and everything. So it's
really?
Yeah,
for real.
Last lap, I think it was. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was crazy. That last couple of laps were insane.
Knock sleeves off and everything.
Pile ups.
Nice. Hey, by the way, real quick, Eric Grace's dad says the NWHL has Grace jerseys on sale this week. So if you get a chance, look up NWHL Kleinbach jersey if you want to get a jersey. I might actually go pick one up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Hopefully they have a big one.
Oh, man.
Wow, that one below the belt.
You just opened the door on that one.
Yeah.
That one below the belt.
That is so below the belt. And the best part is he's not a skinny guy. Slim. So
below the belt, that's how far the jersey needs to go. That's what Ron's getting at.
Hey Kyle, just wear your extra medium shirt and set up. Just wear that extra medium shirt and just go. Yes, Eric says he's got XXL. Thanks, Eric.
All I know is Jeff's jersey is so big that when he doesn't tuck it in, it looks like an evening gown.
Oh my God.
Shit.
That was hurtful. That was hurtful.
Hey, Don.
What?
Yeah, man.
The question is, can he reach his belt?
I don't know. I don't care.
Hey, Bob. Here's a night in the life of Bob.
Oh
boy.
Yeah, hope you score.
You guys have let the cat out of the bag now.
This is what happens when you let the show go over an hour, Dad.
This is what happens exactly. All right, because we are going to stop it now. We're going to cut back. Well, what I'm asking for, Daniel, is what we do every night. That when we're on the show, we get 1 to 2 minutes from everybody, and we're going to start with the worst guy in here, who's meanest to me, Bob. What you got?
I thought he was going to say me.
Not yet. You're next.
You mentioned a couple things earlier. I want to just give you a couple corrections. You said the Bucks' run defense, the first unit was missing Adamakan Sue. That's a big factor. You also mentioned Houston going for it on fourth and 8. Their kicker got hurt before the game, so they didn't have a kicker. So they had no choice but to go for it. And, a couple little mistakes there that I just want to clean up and correct. Just for
well, I mean, I didn't say why they went for it, but thank you for the clarification, because that is actually true. Their kicker was down, and it was interesting to not have a kicker. Anything else you'd like to throw in there, Bob?
The kicker was actually their backup safety.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just like the goalie was a Zamboni driver. Love it. Back in the day, a couple years ago. All right, anything else, my friend?
Nope, I'm good.
It's always good to see you. Have a wonderful night. We're going to see you next week, hopefully.
Maybe.
More about the Bucks as we get ready for the season. Whoop, whoop. Here we go. Next on my crap list, Kyle, what you got, my friend?
All right. So big shout out. Thank you to Eric Kleinbach for bringing his daughter on. That was a lot of fun. Big shout out to Daniel Reyna, my buddy up there, for answering the call and getting on the show. We look forward to having you again next week and the weeks to follow. And we are now under 2 months to opening the hockey season.
I can't wait.
So excited.
I am too.
Yeah,
Great show. Loved it. Hour and a half already. Amazing.
Yeah, amazing tonight. This is the longest show we've done, and this is incredible. Don, what you got,
Very
my
long.
friend?
Big shout out to Women's Hockey League. They sell jerseys just like the NHL sells jerseys, so take a look at that. Thank you to Mr. Kleinbach for allowing us to speak to his daughter and get some insight. Hopefully people got to see a side of hockey that they normally don't get to see. And, it's people trying to show a sport and help kids get involved. So it's a great game. As many of you know, it was tons of fun to play. I love it. I love the game. And it's just amazing what Grace is doing. So, yeah, that was huge.
Eric wants me to give you, Don, his phone number. I'll give it to you after the show.
Okay.
You guys can hook up and chat a little bit because he's really impressed all the way around. Radical Ron.
With no sleeves, too.
With no sleeves.
That's right. That's right. That's right, Don. No sleeves.
Never worn a t-shirt
Just
again.
a good show. Lots of new people. This is getting good. It's nice to see everybody again. Big shout out, man. Eric and his daughter. No doubt. No doubt.
Definitely. Now we come to our newest co-host, Daniel. Give us something good. What you got, my friend?
Well, first off, appreciate you guys enjoying the show. I've been watching the show for about 3-4 weeks now, so it's been extremely entertaining.
We're not sure how to take that, Daniel, but sure, go ahead.
Yeah. So, anyways, looking forward to obviously football season coming up, and also looking forward to I do weekly picks with my daughter, and I put that on my Facebook or my YouTube page at Sports Daddy TV. So we battle with the picks on every week, every game. She actually is pretty good. I handicap myself a little bit. I'll do point spreads, but she can do it. She can bring it, and she's a big Miami Dolphin fan, so she's everything Miami. So it's really good. So looking forward to starting that back up again. So, but anyway, yeah, that's about it.
Outstanding, and you can always find at Sports Daddy TV on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
Titter.
Yeah. See,
Oh, boy.
we had a guest. We have to be nice tonight. And Facebook. So that's pretty much it for that, folks. It is time to say goodnight. We have had just one heck of a show tonight. Remember, if you didn't catch the whole thing here, you can always rewind it on Facebook or check out Castbox, YouTube, Twitch, iTunes, Pandora, you name it, we're on it. We have signed with every one of them so we can give us some great entertainment to you in any form you'd like to watch it. I am Jeff. This is BayLink Sports coming from you live from Safety Harbor. We will be back next week, again, Sunday night, 8 p.m. Make sure you're here. You can hear Kyle clang things around, and Daniel will be professional. So have a wonderful night, and we will see you all soon. Go Bolts and go Bucks.
Go Bolts.
Go Chiefs.
Go Islanders.